Elite Coaching Cast, we are in for a treat here. I've got Jelani with me. Jelani, hey, thanks for coming to Austin, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm excited to chat with you. Let's go.
Flew in, flying back right after this.
Let's go, dude. Let's make it worth your time then.
Let's do it.
So before we started, Jelani, I was chatting with you about, it blows my mind, but there's online fitness coaches who make $10, $20, even $30,000 a month who aren't using AI for anything more than pathetic Instagram captions with M dashes all throughout that sound like a robot wrote them. And Jelani, I don't think they realize how obvious it is.
That's the thing. Most people, that's going to be a problem as AI tends to, kind of riddle the world.
It does.
You're going to notice it a lot more. Yeah, I think a lot of people don't necessarily understand the true power of AI and how you can really maximize and use it to your benefit outside of just like what you're saying, a caption, which requires you to kind of be nerdy a little bit to kind of get in those weeds a bit. But if you're able to do that, you have an advantage over most people who are, like you're saying, just using it for the most basic things.
Yeah. To your point, what blows my mind, Jelani, is if you are... Let's say you're like a bodybuilding coach, obviously the most extreme part of fitness.
Sure.
You are inherently very nerdy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the shit that goes on in bodybuilding is it's very high level in terms of mental output.
Yeah.
I know you're a nerd. How are you not leveraging this within AI? It doesn't make sense to me. So my question for you, you're someone listening to this podcast like, oh man, Justin called me out. I'm only using AI for Instagram captions.
Yeah.
How do you go from that into, one, I want to talk about building an agent that's doing things for you within your company, but then two, my superpower is in that super base. Maybe there's something better for me to use, but like my entire brain, 5,100 articles of my brain are inside super base that can do, it helps me with so much stuff today.
Yeah.
So first, let's chat about the agent. People don't know what an agent even is.
Yeah, they don't. I actually, before we even get to that point, let's talk about something that I call the top framework. So basically, like when I consult with businesses, most businesses or people I talk to are founders or CEOs, and they don't necessarily know what's happening in their business. So they don't really know how AI can be applied within their business. So you have to take a step back and be like, what can I actually use AI for different processes in my business first? And the only way to figure that out is to actually map out and be like very analytical about what's happening in your business. So that's the first step, by mapping out some of the things that you do. And the way that I think about it is like, if a task is something that you do over and over again, it's mundane, and you know that it can be like outsourced to, let's say, a VA, but really you outsource that to AI now. That's something that you can facilitate to AI. And the top framework, the way that you can use this is task, operations, people, or processes that can be replaced. So you identify these different things in your business using the top framework, and you can really start to see, okay, this could actually be AI. This can be a person, right? Like obviously not everything can be taken over by AI right now, and I still believe that we have to have some type of human in the loop, is what we call it, person who's there facilitating all these different, I like to call it an orchestra. But yeah, like it starts with really, because the thing that I always tell people as well, in addition to the top framework, is if you want to be an AI company or you want to be a company that deploys AI, you have to be a data first company, meaning all of the inputs that AI takes in is data. It's your information, like you're saying. It's your brain. It's your knowledge. It's all the things that you capture as you're building a company or a coaching business or whatever it is. You have to be able to capture that to provide that to AI for AI to even function the way that you want it to. So you have to start there. Once you start there, and this is something that I also talk about. I have a video on my YouTube that talks about this, but you take all your knowledge, you turn your knowledge into prompts. So if you're not sure what prompting is, it's basically commands that you tell AI to do X, Y, Z thing. But you can get really nerdy with prompts. Like I have a 14-page prompt, and it's just for one particular aspect of a part of the top, let's say top framework that I'm doing. Yeah. But yeah, like because you took all your knowledge, you capture all your knowledge, you can turn those knowledge pieces into prompts, and then you can turn those prompts into assets. So we're talking about AI agents, like you said, or internal tools that you build with AI, or external tools that you build with AI that you can sell to your clients, students, whatever. But yeah, like just thinking about it that way can really like it's sequential. Like first you figure out, okay, what processes in my business do I need to hand over to a person or AI? And then now that I know that, what knowledge pieces can I inject into AI to support the task that it needs to be doing? And because I did that, can I create different internal tools, external tools now as well to support my business using AI? So that's like the whole piece and like the bigger picture.
Say the top acronym again. It's
So the top framework. So
tasks,
operations, and people or processes. To give you an example, a task is like for the company I run, Best of AI. Basically, we have people who list tools like AI tools on it's like a directory, and once they list, we basically send them an email that says, hey, like you listed your tool. Do you want to sponsored? Like, do you want to pay to be sponsored or whatever, right? So like that's a task that typically like a VA might have done, but now we just let AI do it. It does analyzation of the company and figures out all these different things, right? Like, so that's a task. Operation is like, for example, I have, if you're watching this on YouTube, I have this pendant here.
Which one is that?
So this is a limitless AI.
I've seen their ads have been on my.
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's actually pretty good at like catching my voice. And the reason why I have this is for an operation. So the operation that this is solving for is I want to be able to build a data warehouse of all the things I say.
Yep.
So if I'm filming content, I'm talking to you, I'm just, on a walk, I can just talk and it goes into my backend database where then I can have an AI agent, let's say, take that and make tweets or LinkedIn posts or blogs or newsletters, whatever. So it allows me to just have a constant data feed of the things I'm saying and allowing AI to kind of facilitate some of those pieces. So that's like an operation where I don't have to necessarily, take the time to build out a tweet or a LinkedIn post or whatever.
Do you have a code with them?
Trying to give me those affiliate commissions, nice.
Yeah, I'm buying one right now.
No, go ahead. I honestly don't. I actually don't know if I do. But yeah, I mean, it's sick. It's sick.
Let me get this straight. This is sick. Let me tell you about my auto Twitter right now. So every tweet you see from me, that's auto done.
Yeah.
Right now it runs through Slack.
Sure.
So I'll take a screenshot of something. Slack is attached to Supabase.
Yeah.
And then it goes through some, I have multiple Supabase files. Mm-hmm. And it goes through the brain, goes through my voice, all that.
Yeah.
My voice not being my voice.
Yeah.
I do have I did a voice clone on 11 Labs, which is sick as fuck. But
they just released a new model. Have you seen that?
No, but I saw somebody tweeting about it today that was like, it's nuts.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's actually nuts.
So then it talks like me. It punctuates like me. It types like me. Everything's dialed.
Yeah, nice.
And then it ends up as a tweet.
Nice.
And it's sick. I notice when I actually go on and tweet, so anything that I put on Instagram, I actually go on and make that tweet myself. Those tweets do perform a lot better.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've made $48,000 on Twitter in the last month, whereas we've made $200,000 on Instagram. So I put my time to Instagram.
Sure, of course.
Right?
Yeah.
But this is fascinating because you're saying I could hook this up or my otter up to go into an agent, which I guess I wanted to feed into Supabase, and then the agent would take that and curate content off of what I'm talking about and doing in real time. That sounds way better and more sophisticated than my ability.
Well, let's talk about what an agent is, because someone's probably like,
please,
what the heck is even an agent? So to finish off the original thought, though, like that was like what an example of a task operations. People, an example for people is one of my mentors, which we were talking about earlier, Jeremy. He basically duplicated his whole self using a tool called Delphi AI. And basically,
I'm gonna take notes. See, that's why I need a pin.
Exactly, bro.
Delphi, I've never heard of it.
So this thing is sick, actually. So what he basically did, he has a mastermind. So he has people who are agency owners, business owners, coaches, etc. And they always ask questions. Like it's like a freaking dude, it's crazy. And he basically was like, yo, like I want to basically duplicate myself. I want to upload all the courses, all my SOPs, all my Telegram message, like literally every single thing that I've ever done, and duplicate myself. So now in the mastermind or in the it's in Telegram. So like on the mastermind, you can add the bot, and it sources all this information, and like it's pretty damn good.
No shit.
Yeah, so like he's using this to kind of replicate himself and his mastermind. Not only that, it like opens up downsell opportunities too. Like, could you imagine having like a mastermind that was less
than ECA? Our only objection we get for ECA, it's a big investment.
Sure,
but that's the only objection that ever happened.
Yeah. So we're seeing this more and more of people duplicating themselves to like support their students, support their clients, they have a coaching business, whatever. So yeah, that's like another example of like replicating yourself, and that's a people person position from the top framework. So that's kind of the three examples for that. Okay, so what is an AI agent?
Yep.
So an AI agent is AI. It has access to tools though. So you can give it access to different tools, let's say like Gmail, for example. Like I have an AI agent that I can schedule meetings from my phone. Like, and I just say, hey, like I want to meet with Justin at 9 a.m. Go schedule this, and it does it. So it's kind of like an EA, but it has access to tools, and it uses reasoning to figure out what tools it needs to use to get to the outcome. So you give it a goal or a task, and obviously it has the different tools, and it figures it out. Like it just figures it out, and then it's like, okay, I'm done here.
Yep.
So that's kind of the difference. So if you're familiar with like Zapier, Make, or any of these other like automation tools, typical automation is sequential. So it's like this has to happen and this has to happen. It's linear. Versus like an AI agent, it may not go in that same order every single time. It may go into different routes based off the task that it's handed. Mm-hmm. And that's like the true difference. So when we have different type of AI agents, and we can talk about like how we set them up and my thought process behind how I build them and whatnot, but we have different agents for different tasks essentially, and when you're able to, again, break down and map out what you do in your business, you can actually deploy different agents for different parts of those operations. So it's what I call modularity, in the sense that you have different AI agents that are tasked. Not only are they tasked with different things, they have different tools, and they also have different prompting and like guidelines to figure out or support it the best way to figure out what route it needs to go to complete that task. So it's kind of like an employee, just doesn't stop working, and it goes back and forth. I've been playing with, and this is kind of future pacing here, but the real alpha is AI teams. So like you have one AI agent. Let's say I have a director agent who has access to the manager agents.
Dude, I've seen this on TikTok.
Who then has access to the employee agents. And they go back and forth. It's like bi-directional conversation, and they're like, communicating with each other. And that's like, dude, that's like the real stuff that's about to pop off.
I've seen it on TikTok.
Not a lot of people are talking about it.
No.
Yeah.
No. That's deep.
Yeah, it's pretty nerdy. But it's so cool.
Do you build these out for other people?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we should share this. So if you're an online fitness coach, and right now your tedious task is these emails.
Yeah.
Let me give you a way better one.
Sure. But email is a pressing issue.
Email's a pressing issue. I have all this shit automated, and I haven't even hooked my email up to it yet. I'm like, what? You know what I hate? I hate email.
So there's a sick tool that I use. I didn't build this one. It's called Serif. It's like $20 a month, and it's really sick. So like,
how do you spell that?
SERIF. .ai, I believe.
Yeah.
So you connect it to your Gmail or whatever, your email account, and it scans all of your emails that you've sent personally to like analyze your voice. And then as an email comes in, it will tag the email. So like if it's important, it needs a response immediately, it will draft the response in your voice immediately. So then you can check it and see like, okay, this is good. Like for example, I had someone that wanted to schedule a call with me for next week, and Seraph took it. It was like, yo, like, hey, check my calendar. It was like, hey, this is the time that, you can meet, and then send the email. So like that $20 a month, that saves me so much time. Like it's like
when you and I were going back and forth schedule. Well, we didn't have to go back and forth much. We found a time very easy because I think we planned this 3 weeks ago.
I put a tweet. I was like, yo, like I want to go on some podcasts.
That is what it was.
Yeah,
that is what it was, dude. Which by the way, I talk in the ECA community about this all the time. You're someone, you want to grow your fucking business, go on people's podcasts.
Absolutely.
So I told you about the origin of this podcast, the Grow It I podcast. And then banned me because I shared the truth on it a little bit before they wanted me to.
So they banned you.
Yeah, with $26,000 a month revenue gone.
So you can't go back on it.
No, dude. You know what was crazy? You want to hear something fucking nuts, Jelani?
I do want to hear something.
This is going to be the most mind-blowing thing we hear in this whole podcast, and you're blowing my mind already. My TV was signed into to that account. I couldn't sign out. I couldn't do anything on TV, which is that's cable now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I couldn't access. I couldn't sign out. I couldn't do anything. I'm calling. I'm like, yo, I don't want I want my account back, but
absolutely,
man, can you sign me out on your end? There's nowhere that I can even talk to a human on the phone. We're emailing. I had to factory reset my whole TV to get fucking off after they axed my channel because that's the I was signed into on my TV.
So what happened if you start a new account?
So it started a new account.
Yeah.
And like this season that we're recording now, this is the first season on the Elite Coach Cast.
Gotcha.
We couldn't even start another account with we couldn't start another account with my name, with yada anything.
So you're like really banned.
I was banned for 12 months, but I still can't use the name. So, also that was the best thing that ever happened because that was $26K a month. But then I pivoted into ECA afterwards, which makes unfortunately a lot more money than that. And I wouldn't have because I was chasing that so hard. Whereas, I'd probably
be a blessing in disguise.
It was a blessing in disguise. But at the time, I put 5 years into this. We had 1 million views a month. And we're going to pick back up probably right around 200,000 views a month and then work from there. But it's like, dude, that's hard.
This is like something I think about a lot, actually. When you're using social media, don't get me wrong, social media is absolutely amazing to grow a business, but it's rented. It's rented distribution. So you have to have other avenues and to me, email is like the best.
CRM.
Yeah.
That was the last podcast that we recorded earlier today with Mike and Baker. Every ECA coach who comes in gets Go High Level. That's the CRM. If you're an online fitness coach,
you have
Go High Level is the one to use. I'm not sure how it is in your realm.
No, we use Go High Level too.
Dude, that's, to be honest, the creme de la creme. Let me give you here's some sauce for you guys. So it's May 26th or 25th. And no, it's past 25th. It would have been 26th, 27th. We're closing out a record month. And it's like, hey, let's hit everyone up with a deal. Everyone who's like hot. And the only objection was price. We made $48K in a day by sending some emails to Go High Level, and one broadcast took somebody, it took my AI a nanosecond to type. Rev team approves it. Marketing sends it out. And we just made 40. Dude, no, I didn't do anything.
So that's what everyone needs to be doing.
Like, brother, you can't do that on Instagram. I never do call to actions. But if I do a CTA on Instagram, we get 5 calls booked. 5 calls booked? No, we made $48,000
via email.
It was magic. It came out of nowhere because we own 18,000 some contacts on email, which I wish I had a CRM hooked up to the podcast when it was fucking popular. We would have millions of contacts. You imagine? I wouldn't even need Instagram.
Exactly.
I wouldn't need Instagram, wouldn't need X. It would
email funnels.
Just run email funnels.
That's
what people like Dan Go do. I'm not sure if you've seen Dan Go on Twitter. He could be a good one for you to connect with because I'm not sure how much AI he's using. He has this gigantic email list where people pay him to be on his email list to get in front of all of the people. I'm on his email list, see what he does. Jelani, he posts 3 tips for you to feel better today. Walk
how much is it?
6,000 steps. Huh?
How much is it?
To what?
The newsletter.
Dude, he has, I forget how many subscribers he has. It's a bonkers.
But they pay him.
Companies pay him.
Companies,
you would pay him to be on his email.
Got it.
His shit is so generic, but it doesn't matter, Jelani, because people don't know to walk 6,000 steps, and that sunscreen is why you have low vitamin D, and why you have why you feel bad is because you're blocking the sun from coming into your body. So let it come into your. People don't know these things. He just tells them to add salt to your meals.
The basic of the basic.
Brother, I'm fixing autoimmune issues, and I'm
telling people to put salt.
Hang on. I'm missing them. I'm the dumbass.
Yeah.
You think I'm smart. I'm the idiot.
You know what's so funny about this is like I was talking to a good buddy of mine about this, where the people who are insiders, which I can like you're an insider because you're like the real true stuff, right? Like I would consider myself an insider because I'm talking about stuff that people are not thinking about right now. But the problem with being an insider is your mind is always kind of in the future.
It is.
And you have to stay present on where people are. And with AI specifically, like it's so difficult because I'm like, oh, like this is where it's headed. It's like, no, like people are still using ChatGPT and custom GPTs. And they're not even using like, you know. So I know it's the same thing with you. It's like
it's kind of frustrating. Although for me, and this will happen for you as well. You know what fast tracked it for me is the COVID thing. Because everyone lost trust.
Sure. And
so now people are like, well, hang on, my doctor told me to do this, and now this is coming out. And oh wait, like I'm not going to go too deep down the rabbit hole. Even now that everything has come out, so now people are like, well, why'd I trust that guy? When also he's 60 pounds overweight. This guy's jacked, has a track record, and he's talking about things I've never heard about before. Yeah. So like, COVID did fast track that for me. Yet still, it's like, man, like you're still a little too far ahead. But you and I are always going to be like waiting for the future. Sure. And we have to retrain ourselves to come back. Exactly. But if you're waiting for the future forever, the future never comes.
It's so difficult. It's a really hard balance.
It's a very hard balance. So I think email, so the tedious task.
Yeah, let's go back to that.
I only work with 41 people one-to-one right now, which is actually going to be dwindling significantly. I have a really cool workflow that I broke down in the previous podcast, so I'll spare them the intense details. I'll give you the oversight. Sure. Everyone checks in a Google form, goes into a Google Sheet. Google Sheet goes into the Supabase. Every single client has their own line in a Supabase file.
Why are you using Supabase? I'm curious.
Because I didn't know any other one.
It's so nerdy. I love it.
I thought you were going to say there's something better.
No.
I'm a nerd.
Yeah, it's great.
Dude, I love learning. So that's why I'm really excited to have this chat with you. So it goes into Supabase. It pulls up all the history on the client. Sure. Everything all the way back. Yeah. So yesterday I had a client check-in number 189. They are having an issue. My little agent lets me know about something that we did to fix the issue that was from check-in 66. Jelani, my check-in 66, that was 3 years ago. Your brain can't even remember who got married 3 years ago. Yeah. Dude, it's impossible to remember a detail like what helped this client 3 years ago. Yeah. Pulls it up right away, instant. So
the external brain.
It's insane. That's how I think fitness coaches should be leveraging AI. But you know what takes up way too much time? What takes more time than check-ins? I did 41 check-ins about an hour yesterday. That's bonkers. Yeah. It takes coaches 9 hours to do 41 check-ins. I am sharing this in ECA, so if you're not in ECA yet, you better get in. Because every time I drop one of these things, like the price goes up. Yeah. It does.
It should.
The questions. If I pull up WhatsApp right now, I have so many questions that have been asked a million times.
Yeah.
I would love to automate that.
That's
the tedious task.
The finding, like, so what kind of questions? Like, they're like asking where are things located, or what level of access?
Here's a perfect one. Saw that MOTS-C is back in stock. How many should I get to start? The SS31, these are peptides, are back in stock too, so let me know. That, have you ever had any issues flying with peptides?
And these are questions you've answered before.
A trillion times. Yeah. Oh, every one of these questions I've answered quite literally a trillion times.
That's why you need to honestly build Delphi.
Really, Delphi?
Delphi's sick. Yeah. I don't know if they.
I don't want it to respond to client check-ins at all. That has to be me. But the tedious things that you can't possibly mess this up. Like it would be impossible to mess this up.
Yeah. For sure.
That would be a tedious task.
Exactly.
You don't have to, you can give us as much sauce as you want to give us, but your brain building it, you could give us all the sauce and no one's going to do it. So
that's true.
How would you go about fixing that task?
For that particular one, I would download or find, so you basically have to figure out, okay, where are those answers? So you have to build out a data lake or a data warehouse of all of those questions and answers that you have. If it's in Supabase, then yeah.
Already.
Yeah, if that's the case, then literally you can. By the way, your Supabase, is it a RAG? Or is it just literally just like rows in the database?
Rows.
Rows? Okay.
What's a RAG?
So a RAG is retrieval augmented generation. So essentially, basically in AI, we use RAG systems to precisely find information. It's like if you have a ton of information, you want to find like precise information.
That's what I need.
Yeah, like you basically dump all this stuff into a RAG, and AI kind of takes care of the rest with what we call vector search. So essentially, you take all the information, it turns into numbers, for lack of better words, and it's kind of like it increases the searchability factor because it's matching the numbers that it turned into vectors with the query that you are asking of it. Yep. And then it just goes to find the best match, basically, in all of the information.
Yes, that's right.
And so if you have a query like what you're asking about in WhatsApp, basically in the RAG system, the AI would be able to precisely find where like the answer to that question. Now there's other things that you have to worry about, like metadata and making sure that data is cleaned and things of this nature. But yeah, for something like that, that's where my mind goes. It's like, okay, we need all the data, take that data into a RAG system that AI can search based off queries that are happening, and so that we can get precise answers. And not only precise answers, but you could also get, where did you even say that?
Yep, that makes sense.
You know what I mean?
So if you thought Supabase was nerdy, I'm about to really blow your mind.
It's not that it's nerdy. I'm just surprised because a lot of people don't even like Supabase is more like development. Like a developer would mention Supabase.
I'm in very deep. I will say though, like I alluded to before we started the podcast, I'm as deep as I want to go.
Sure.
Now it's taking up brain space and time that do need to go to other things, which is why like I definitely want to bring on an AI developer.
So that's interesting that you bring that up because I know several people have said the same thing. Like they want to go deep, but they don't have the time or the resource. Like they want what I'm calling an AI implementer to come into their business.
That's what I want.
And figure all this stuff out.
That's where I'm at now.
Yeah.
Because, a build out that would take you a few hours, it's taken me, a week or two to do.
Yeah.
Because there's other things, I have to do other things.
Exactly.
And it's interesting because really the most important revenue mover in the company, the most important revenue mover in the company, it's the content.
Yeah, absolutely.
I post content, or like this is content.
Absolutely.
So like this hour and a half that we have, money's going to be made off this.
Sure.
Right? For both of us.
Yeah.
So this is something that's worth the trip, the time, the connection.
Right.
The little things like answering the questions I went over earlier. Mm-hmm. These are great questions that those people should be asking. Yeah, I have answered these a million times before, so that's not a rev driver.
Right.
And also, an agent would handle it much faster than I can.
Yeah.
The human biology is what fascinates my brain more than anything else, and so I haven't done a lot of research, reading, keep up when I'm 10 years ahead of everything going on right now. Yeah. I haven't been able to give that because the AI goes so much, and man, when you're juggling you're juggling these super intense build outs, scaling 2 companies, really 3 including Imminent, and now I'm trying to learn this super deep AI stuff. It gets intense.
Yeah, it's a full-time job to like keep your pulse on the AI.
Full-time job. My timeline on all socials is now AI.
Yeah.
But there's only so much you can really learn.
And also it's a lot of hype. Like you also have to understand like
dude,
there's a lot of hype.
I've been duped a lot.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of hype.
Fuck, I can't starts with an M. Fuck, it starts with an M. It was supposed to do multiple things on your browser at once while you're not doing anything.
Manus?
Yes. Man, I pulled that up and I was like, yeah, this is way harder, or it's not ready yet, or it's whatever.
Yeah. And you'll find that a lot with AI products. Like that. They would have a killer video. So sick. You're like, so hyped.
The video's building shit.
Yeah.
And I'm over here like, it won't even complete the first search query that I put in.
No, you're it's not you.
So let me tell you what's even nerdier. In the Supabase database, I uploaded everything and I realized, okay, 5 years ago my beliefs weren't what they are now.
Sure.
So I ran a Python script.
Dude, you were talking so nerdy. How did you build the Python script?
Claude.
Okay, perfect. See, this is, okay.
Yeah. I ran a Python script that Claude helped me build out. That was intense. That cleaned everything up to my most recent 2 matches to a keyword. So like the one I used earlier, when I was talking about this was like clenbuterol, right? In 2020, my thoughts on clenbuterol are different than my thoughts on clenbuterol now.
Yeah.
So it eliminated everything that's not recent, and then that's what I uploaded into Supabase to hopefully have as accurate information as possible.
Right.
But my God, when I open up VS Studio, I'm like, I'm done.
So
I don't want to ever be on there again.
This is very interesting. So the fact that, first of all, is it your curiosity that brings you to Claude and like want to do these things? Or
Yeah,
is it
I also like Claude more than ChatGPT.
Okay, so I think it's fascinating that you're like, this is the conversation that we're having, just because a lot of the things that I talk about is like, if you understand the outcomes that you want, and again, this kind of goes back to my first original point. It's like, how do you even know what outcomes you want? You have to think about it and like kind of map it out. But if you know the outcomes, AI can literally do anything for you. Like the fact that you're saying, I went to Claude, I built a Python script to then go automate some of the processes that I wanted to upload into Supabase. It's like, bro, like, but the thing is, like, everyone could do that.
Everyone can do that. Dude,
as long as you know what you want.
It's my curiosity. I had 1 year ago today, I didn't even know what a code was.
I know.
And I learned it so fast.
There's tools like Bolt, Lovable, like.
Yeah, I used Bolt before. I used Lovable recently for the first time. It seems pretty easy, but I need to outsource it.
Yeah, sure.
That's where I'm at.
But it's possible.
It is possible. I have a tweet that I saved from you that.
Oh God, which one?
Let's see. It was about upload all your tweets into a RAG file.
Yeah, that one got me in trouble. People were like cursing me out on that one.
Why? Here's the tweet. Download all your tweets. Sort by popularity. Ingest them into RAG. So for me, the RAG would be on Supabase. I have no idea how to do that.
Supabase kind of RAG, yeah.
Create a cron job. Use innate and agent to produce daily tweets. Build your audience on auto. This is the way. I don't know what a cron job is. I didn't know what RAG was.
A cron job is a schedule. So like I say, like every day at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Do this thing, and then
so I've done that.
Yeah.
Use innate and agent to produce daily tweets. I think my innate and agent is way too complex.
I would love to see it.
Yeah, I've taught my I've taught East mentees how to set it up. Like teaching them to download the JSON file or just copy and paste the JSON file in an innate and workflow. I realized was like way too much. So I'm trying to just build a tool. Like how easy can I make this for people? I'm trying to build a tool in the WAP community that just allows them. I'm not sure if it's possible. I want the tool to be obviously hosted in WAP, but each individual account gets to set up their own voice by having a Loom video with transcriptions where they answer about 50 questions. It should be about an hour long, and then it just starts growing their top of funnel on repeat along with posting it to Threads. Obviously, Threads only allows 500 characters. Twitter, you can go a fuck ton of characters.
Yeah.
And then, the next thing that's fascinating to me is all of these Google VO3 videos that are going viral AF.
Super viral, yeah. On TikTok, it's insane.
I'm not sure how that correlates to fitness, but there's something in there that I know can correlate.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking like show Arnold and Franco Columbo stopping in the middle of a set in 1960s, Venice Beach, California to talk about the Elite Coaching Academy and mentorship.
Yeah.
Like chill the fuck out. That's going viral
AF. So it's interesting. Like the VO3, like, so VO3, if you're not familiar with that, is basically a new model from Google that allows you to make videos.
You guys, it's absurd.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Like the biblical Jesus.
Oh my God, yeah, like the POV
Moses parting the water and walking
Those are so funny.
Like, I know, I watch every one of those.
I get like aliens one. I don't know if you got.
I don't get aliens ones.
The alien ones are sick.
I'm weirdly getting these biblical ones. I'm like not a Bible guy, but I'm like I can't stop watching Moses.
I get them too.
Wow.
Yeah, I see.
Noah's building the ark. Hey guys, Noah here. Day one, build the ark.
Yeah.
Like, what?
It's pretty sick. I saw an account recently, but that was it was like a woman, and she was doing affiliate commissions, and she was just like talking like, I go to Japan, it's not safe, and these are the reasons why. But it's like an affiliate thing.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of opportunity there, honestly, especially with like 11 Labs new voice models, because you can control like the excitement, you can control like pauses and like all these different things. I don't think people realize how crazy it's going to get.
Yeah.
Between like video, like VO3, and as that continues to get more advanced in voice as well. Obviously, there's going to be bad actors that deploy these things, but I think if you're able to capitalize on it now, like you're saying, like ride the waves. Like, dude, just ride the waves as they come. Just ride it, and create, like, allows you to be creative. And AI for me brings me back to being a kid and just like literally anything that I imagine is possible. Like that's insane to me. Like I can build anything.
Anything.
I can literally control AI to do anything.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
When I read that on your form, you know what my first thought was? If I got B's or higher on my whole report card, my parents would take me to Toys R Us and I could spend $20.
Yeah.
I want to create a video of little me, who my nephew looks identical to me. I want to like upload a photo and make an AI of Google a VO3 video of me getting the entire Toys R Us store delivered to my house. Like, I'm never going to post it.
Why not?
But you know how much happiness this would bring me?
Dude, that's what it is about.
And I don't think that's hard to do.
No, it's not.
I think that's super easy to do.
No, it's not hard at all.
Talk to me about prompting, Jelani. You have a 14-page prompt. Like, some of the prompts I have, I feel like really fucking good about.
Yeah.
But like a 14-page, you're like, dude, I'll show you my longest one. That's absolute insanity. I want to show you this before you dive in. Here's my biggest prompt. So this is where the tweets poll, and that's kind of the reference.
Oh, this is good
that I'm getting. Is that pretty good?
Yeah, this is pretty good.
To me, that's long. So talk to us about prompting. People's prompting right now, they're listening to this, most of them is they either use ChatGPT as a Google search, which I do now as well. Or
that's so, you know what's interesting about that? Month over month, we're seeing more traffic come from ChatGPT and Perplexity.
Insane.
And we did an experiment in the mastermind.
More traffic to your website.
Yeah, we're getting like month over month, it's increasing.
How do I get the Elite Coaching Academy?
So what's interesting is, so what most people do not know about ChatGPT is there's a setting in the settings of ChatGPT where you can turn off the data sharing. Most people don't turn off the data sharing. So everything that you are talking about with ChatGPT is going to OpenAI, right? So if people are talking about you, Justin, right? And like a lot of people are talking about you, ChatGPT is going to take that, and that's going to be stored in data. So when someone goes and says, hey, like, who's the best coach for fitness? Right? It's going to give you a list. Your name might appear there. Literally yesterday in the mastermind I'm part of, someone got a 5,000, I think 5 or 10K sell from ChatGPT, and they messaged him like, hey, like, I went on ChatGPT, I searched whatever I searched, your name came up, I want to know if you're still offering this product, or like, you know, what's your testimonials, whatever else. And the guy closed the person from ChatGPT. And this is happening now. So can you imagine as it continues to grow month over, like...
Is this why Meta and Google Ads are just going to be irrelevant soon?
ChatGPT is definitely... They just hired the ex-CEO of Instacart to OpenAI. So you know ads are going to be coming very soon.
Hey, we need to be the first on that. We need to say
absolutely.
No way. No one else in fitness will even be close to it.
Yeah,
that's insane.
If you could get that first mover advantage on the ChatGPT ads, dude. Oh my god.
100%.
Yeah.
So right now I won't openly share how much we spend on ads. We spend a good bit on ads.
Sure.
We're starting to tone it back a little bit.
Sure.
Because the return is different.
It
and
fluctuates,
also because most of the largest companies in the world are currently pulling back a little bit, which means, okay, so there's a shift happening here. Ads on OpenAI is going to clearly be like that.
It's going to be insane, yeah.
I don't want to lose the prompt.
Yeah, for sure. We'll go back to that.
But how long? How long you think till us up? I'm thinking like 6 months.
Yeah,
way more.
I think like 6 to 9 months probably, because they just hired her like I think 2 months ago or so. So I'm sure there's going to be building for the ad side for sure, because Perplexity also released ads recently into their platform. I don't know who's the head of ads over there. I don't know if you can even run ads yet, like as a public entity. But
I didn't realize Perplexity I use Perplexity.
Yeah, they have ads now.
One of the guys who was doing a lot of the AI stuff for Amazon put me on Perplexity a while back.
Perplexity's cool.
Man, you and him would.
I don't use it that much anymore.
Everything else is caught up. I was using it for some research-based stuff.
Yeah, I was too. No, I don't.
Everything else kind of caught up.
ChatGPT. I use Grok a lot. Now.
Grok is good.
Yeah, it's very good.
Oh, if you're looking for social media stuff, like
good.
You guys go into Instagram for these caption ideas, you better go over to Grok.
Grok is good, yeah.
Are you kidding? Grok is nuts.
It's actually good.
Does Grok have an open AI API?
They do. They do have an API. I don't know the call structure there, like what that actually is, because I use Anthropic and OpenAI for most of my stuff.
Same.
For like N8N and all those things, but they definitely do. I use a tool called OpenRouter. I don't know if you heard it, but basically it has access to all of the different models. So Grok, Anthropic, Claude, Gemini, and some of the open source ones as well. So you can kind of select. And they also have a feature called any router. So that basically it'll based on the prompt, like based on what you're trying to do, it'll route the best model that you're trying to.
Abascus does that.
Abascus, yeah.
I was using Abascus.
Yeah.
So it sounds like maybe it's similar.
Similar, yeah. But OpenRouter, I use it sometimes for N8N.
Yeah, because it's very hard to know which one should I use which thing for.
Correct.
ChatGPT hallucinates a lot on coding stuff, though. For me, maybe I'm not prompting it right.
Sure.
I feel good about my prompting.
O3 is the best for if you're like trying to do coding. O3 is the best for OpenAI. I'm finding a lot of good stuff from Gemini 2.5.
It's embarrassing, but I just used it for the first time yesterday.
Gemini? Yeah, Gemini's pretty sick.
I mean,
it's getting better.
Google has all
it used to be really bad.
Database from everyone.
Yeah.
Google and Apple are intentionally being the slower players here.
Yeah.
They have the brand width to be able to
Correct.
do that, so.
Yeah, they do.
What do you think is coming from Apple? We're going to get to prompting, I promise.
We will.
What do you think's coming
We'll
from
circle
Apple?
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Apple's clearly behind, but Apple has a tendency to not be the first, but they'll be like the strongest. You know,
when Apple drops.
Yeah,
dude, I don't think people realize. I don't think I realize. You realize way more than me. When Apple has all of your data.
It's gonna be sick.
Google has way more data than anyone else. Apple. When Apple comes in, they have way more data than even Google has.
I'm just surprised they haven't really released anything.
They have to. They're still moving up.
Everyone else is. Google's
letting everyone else go.
It's interesting. It's interesting. When they do drop, it's going to be very interesting to see how it compares to the other models.
I think it's kind of a play of exclusivity.
It might be.
Let everyone else fail. Let everyone else burn money.
Yeah, that's what they do, though.
Yeah. There's two. You have one of two phones. You either have a Samsung or an Apple.
I can't get off of Apple. I literally can't.
No, and Samsung's better, and Apple has blue messages, so I don't
Exactly. No, that's literally it.
Dude, when I was single and dating, you'll meet a girl out. She has green messages. I'm not sure why. I don't care how hot you are. I don't care. It's unsexy.
It's because
and I can't text you back.
It's so funny that it's a signal.
It's
a signal.
It is.
It is.
It's almost like this status thing that's not real. It's manufactured.
It's so arbitrary, but it's true. It's true.
Prompting.
Yeah, let's go back to prompting. So the way that I think about prompting is, and I don't know if most people on your audience have heard this, but it all comes down to objectives, right? So like you want to give it an objective clearly. So what is it actually tasked to do? Or what's the prompt tasked to do? So like, for example, I have a copywriting prompt that's like, you are a copywriter, world-class copywriter who knows MPL and you know all these other copywriting frameworks and whatnot. You're tasked to create 5 hooks for my YouTube, whatever. And then you give it, so a role objective, you give it, you have to exclude things. That's really important. So tell it what not to do. Here's some secret sauce. When you're doing your prompts, do exclamation point, important, and then say the rest of the line. So like,
no way.
Yeah. So like, for example, I'll be like, if I run the prompt and I see something that I told it not to do, I'll add that important line, and like 9 times out of 10, it solves it because it puts importance on that line.
I'm taking this note.
The other thing that I say a lot of in prompts to like get it to do what I want is I say this is non-negotiable.
Okay.
And I will also say I'll threaten it as well. So I'll say if you do not do this, this is grounds for termination, and you will not, there will be no second chances. You will be terminated.
I tell it that I'm going to go to another AI.
You can do that too. Threatening.
We're breaking up.
Yeah, no, literally. I think the co-founder of Google said threatening has a higher probability of the AI doing what you want it to do versus you being nice to it, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So I do that a lot throughout my prompts. If you were to look at one of my prompts, and yeah, just being very clear. Like you just have to be clear and like how to like you have to know how to communicate.
Yeah.
It really comes down to communication. If you don't know how to communicate and you don't understand what you actually want,
Yeah.
On top of like giving it a role objective and all those things, it's going to be difficult for you to have good outcomes. Like the prompt that you showed me, there was a lot of like examples as well. Like this is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't do. That's really important because AI is really good at replicating.
Yeah.
So if you're able to be very clear on what you want, what you don't want, it's going to follow those rules, and then you have to test it. So one thing that I do now is I use a tool called Latitude.
Okay.
And there's another one called workflowai.com. And what these tools are they're basically you can test your prompts on mass scale. So like you can test your prompt 100 times in this environment, and it will give you a grade of how that prompt reacted based off the different tasks that the prompt is trying to do. So then you can find areas that the prompt needs to be improved on, so that when you run the prompt in production, it's going to give you that outcome, more times than not. And most people don't test their prompts as well. It's like
I never have. You say Latitude?
yeah, Latitude.so, and then there's another one called workflowai.com. Latitude is interesting because you can select different models, so you can choose both of them actually, Workflow and Latitude. You can choose different models to see how your prompt will react in that model environment.
Yeah, each AI is way different.
Each
How I
AI is
talk to
different.
Chat's different than Claude, different
Absolutely.
than DeepSeek. I like DeepSeek, by the way.
Yeah,
They're way different than Grok.
Yeah, I don't really play with it. Is it good? I should play with it?
I like DeepSeek a lot because I'm a little nervous to say this, but there's just some restrictions that I found be different from maybe US-based companies.
That's true.
versus
Yeah,
non.
Claude's very PC. Yeah. You have to do some really cool, crazy things to get it right sometimes.
I tested all of them on the VAX,
Mm-hmm.
and DeepSeek had way more accurate stuff. There's just places the others won't go.
No, that's true.
And so in all of our industries, we have like that thing
Sure.
that maybe our government does or doesn't want us to have access to.
Sure.
And I mean DeepSeek was.
Here you go. This is the reality.
Yeah, this is kind of the reality. But then you definitely get some influence in the DeepSeek one that you find at places as well that it's like, I'm not super aligned with that. The reality is, just like Google, AI is censored.
Oh yeah,
AI is not
which is
an uncensored platform.
and we could talk about like the bad side of AI. Like that's very bad.
It's horrible.
Very bad.
Grok is very censored since involvement has picked up with political affiliations.
But the thing is like these models are ran by humans, right, and companies, which is why
and I don't trust any of them.
Yeah, like this is why Elon was like, yo, like OpenAI, you said you guys are going to be open source, which means that everyone can see what's happening behind the scenes. But now it's there for profit, so no one can really see what's going on.
Yeah.
Which is why I believe open source is the future of it, or it should be the future of AI, because no one company should have all this data and like have the authority to change a model or change how people are descripted in a model or things of that nature. So it's like open source really truly does allow, and this is like Mark Zuckerberg, for example, like Llama, it's open source, which is great because people can actually see the code and they can see what's happening versus like OpenAI, it's for profit, you can't see what's happening, even though they said they were going to be. The whole name is OpenAI.
Yeah, yeah.
It's supposed to be open source.
When DeepSeek is thinking, you can see the whole thought process.
Yeah.
It lays it out line by line. The only way to truly become open source, in my opinion, would be you have to have a Bitcoin type situation where the founder doesn't want to be known.
Sure.
And has no interest in being known.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, let's be honest. Altman, Zuckerberg, Musk, dude, these people love Spotlight. They love the dude.
Yeah.
He runs Claude.
Yeah, I honestly.
So that might be the closest we're going to be able to get.
But again, Claude's very PC. Like
Claude is so. If you ask Claude for fitness or biological information, it's bad.
Even with copywriting, you can like. I was trying to write Facebook ads, and it was like take it a little further than and they're like, oh, we don't feel good with because these are like deceptive practices, and we don't feel good to. I'm like, dude, it's a freaking ad. Like,
yeah, that's very annoying.
It's so annoying.
So something that I've struggled with in some of my agent or just AI build outs is the linear You're going to have way better description for this. I find a prompt like what I showed you to be far too linear. And I have definitely read and learned a lot about like a JSON file. And apparently it's supposed to be more dynamic and flexible. But I find zero difference in the outcomes from a JSON versus a straight prompt.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure the difference between the two. I just know, and everywhere that I look and read, it's like turn this prompt into a JSON, give it a little bit more of dynamic flexibility, whatever. This is probably a little too far ahead where most people listening to this show are, but we're thinking in the future.
Yeah.
So
bring it back.
In 2028, this podcast is going to blow the fuck up.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that, like JSON training versus prompting?
Yeah, it's a theory. I don't really have like concrete data on that. To be honest with you, I've tested it. I haven't really seen, like you're saying, I haven't really seen like a huge improvement on the outcome or like what AI is saying. I will say though that in my opinion, it's great. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think that's like a true agentic system. Like to me, AI, you shouldn't have to necessarily build out nodes and like connect the nodes and figure out the logic behind everything. Like really, it's like you give AI a prompt, you give AI tools, you let it do its thing, right? And it figures out the routes.
That's ideal.
Yeah, that's ideal. So what I've been doing or playing around with lately is a tool called Relevance. And Relevance, that's what it is. It's like, I was talking about like the executive director, you have the managers, those managers have employee agents, and those employee agents have tools that they can go and do tasks, right? So in Relevance, I can build out these teams without having to build a logic or like build out the nodes or like build out the connectivity between the different agents, let's say. Whereas in Relevance, I just give each of my agents a prompt, each of my agent a tool, and I tell the director, hey, go create 3 UGC scripts, and then it directs to the managers that have access to the different employees that are in charge of creating the ads, for example, or the scripts. So I know that doesn't answer your question about JSON versus prompting, but I do think that when we're talking about agents, we need to be very clear on like, what are we trying to build, and what tools are the right tools for what we're trying to build.
Yeah.
So like I use I use Relevance together, and I use them separately as well. And in both of them, you have to have prompting, no matter what. Like that's the core thing. So when you're building out an agent or you're trying to go in this world of deploying AI into your business, it does start with prompting, no matter what. Yeah. So you have to get good at prompting. You have to be testing, like you're saying, different theories of JSON. Do you structure your prompt in a JSON or do you not? Like, and the only way to figure this out is obviously listen to people like me.
Yep.
But also doing your own testing and figuring out, like, you're gonna find the way that you communicate with AI is gonna be slightly different than the way I communicate with AI. And it's no right or wrong answer, as long as the goal is achieved. But by playing around, being creative, going in that sandbox, and testing out the things that you're trying to build, it becomes very obvious, and you'll start to find your own way of, like, for example, the important thing that I was telling you about. Like, I just tested it, and I was like, wow, that works really well. Let's continue doing that.
Yep.
And the only way I figured that out was because I was building my prompt and I was trying to figure things out. And the cool thing about prompting as well is, like, once you build it, like you build a good, like the one I was saying is 14 pages. It's like Legos. Like I could take pieces from the prompt to apply it to other prompts or other things that I'm building. So it's like really critical that you understand prompting and you understand like the essence of a prompt and why you have to create a prompt in the first place.
Yeah.
It goes beyond ChatGPT because when you start to build agents are prompts essentially.
Yeah. So when you're building a prompt, you're going to assign the role first.
Yep.
You're going to give I do the desired outcome.
Yep.
I do like desired outcome : and then I list it.
Sure.
And then after that, I get into reverse engineering.
Sure.
From the desired outcome to where I'm at right now. I ask it to debate amongst itself at each step of what it gives back to me. Debate amongst yourself, and then use logical grading or logical reasoning, whichever, to decide who wins the debate for each part of your response.
Beautiful.
And it's cool to see that because it tells you how the debate went. And there's 3 hypothetical whatever you'd call them inside this AI that start debating amongst one another. Oh, the outcomes when you make them debate and come up with a logical reasoning, the best logical reasoning wins, and then move on to the next part, so on and so forth. Oh my God, that goes insane.
Yeah.
And then after that, I think I just kind of hit send. Most of my prompts are quite long. Long enough for me to talk to text.
We're trying to find the prompt that I was talking about as well. But the thing, what you're talking about, now you're like going to the world of like synthetic audiences, or like synthetic, like basically people who can then analyze your outcomes and stuff, which is really interesting. But yeah, that's like I do that all the time. It's like I will tell it, hey, take a opposing side, and then kind of combine them, or just figure out what's the best outcome or best route for what we're trying to do here.
If you don't make it debate or oppose itself, it will just agree with you.
Yeah, so agreeable.
I hate that.
So agreeable.
I hate that, but also it makes a lot of sense. It's a little dopamine hit when it agrees. Maybe nobody else does, but it sure will.
Exactly.
But then also you get dangerous because you might be reinforcing poor beliefs or poor strategy or
absolutely.
So it doesn't give a lot of pushback, and I think that's an important part of prompting is you give me pushback and give yourself pushback too.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the stuff I talk about going on inside the human body, you quite literally can't find this, and you can find it in every textbook, which is crazy that people don't just open up a book and read about it.
Right.
But you're not going to find science that suggests that a $30 billion statin pharmaceutical drug is going to have deleterious effects on your health. You have to understand the biology, then you have to understand the pharmacology of the statin drug, and then you have to be able to apply these two things together. Well, if you prompt AI correctly, it can do that for you.
Sure.
It's just the prompt engineering is so challenging. Do you have that prompt pulled up?
Yeah. So like, if you just want to, you're gonna be scrolling for a while, but just keep scrolling. Just scroll down. Just keep scrolling. So that's like the level of like intensity sometimes that, and again, it's not always like I don't do.
Dude, that's nuts.
Yeah, it's super.
I don't know if you guys can see how much I was scrolling on that, but I was scrolling for a minute.
It's super long.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, like again, it's not every prompt that requires that level of intensity. Just depends on what you're doing. Like for that prompt specifically, that was for LinkedIn. So like I have an anti-AI module in that prompt as well. That's like 5 pages long. That just talks about all the things you shouldn't do to be more human and humanize the text.
Yep.
Which you will notice, again, we were talking about this earlier, like the M dashes and stuff. Like as AI continues to just rampage social and like online communities, you're really going to notice how many people use AI.
Yeah.
So the goal now is like, all right, let's figure out how to not,
you know what's interesting to me. I would not hire a online fitness coach that didn't have some sort of podcast presence.
Sure.
Due to the fact that, dude, you and I are having a conversation about AI, but we can't use AI in this conversation. We're on camera. Thousands of people are going to see this. You're not. Oh, hang on, Jelani. Let me see what my ChatGPT says about that before I get back. Like, you know who the super real thinkers are versus the people who are just using the prompting, but also if you're really sophisticated, if you're going to make a big investment into somebody, saying that as someone who, if you get my time through the week, you've made a significant investment. So I am coming from a somewhat biased place.
Sure.
I'd read 5 to 10 of their Instagram posts, and then I'd go listen to them on a podcast. And, oh, you're talking different than podcasts than you did on. You can't go to the same depths on a podcast that you're going on Instagram.
Yeah.
And, again, I'm saying that from a place of like prodding myself up because I go way deeper on the podcast than I do on Instagram.
Yeah.
So maybe that's just confirmation bias. That's okay if it is. I'll program my AI to argue with me. But like, as this thing grows and you realize that, people who are making their money on Instagram, they're not going to give the same effort to Twitter.
Sure.
If you make your money on Twitter, not Instagram, you're not going to give the same effort to Instagram.
Yeah.
And guess what? It's okay for that Twitter to be automated or the threads to be
automated.
automated.
It's about visibility.
It's thoughts.
Yeah.
It's about visibility. I've got Twitter, I've got Threads, I've got TikTok. They all supposed to feed to Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't need Twitter to get 100,000 views on everything.
Exactly.
Do I like it when it does?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
I love that.
I don't need my TikTok to perform. It doesn't matter.
It does not matter.
What matters is the Instagram. What matters is the GHL growing.
Sure.
The Go High level needs to grow in contacts.
Yeah.
But like to get to the GHL, we've got to go through the Instagram.
Absolutely.
And the reality is, if you're someone who has a business worth a damn right now, you better be tweeting, auto-tweeting, threading.
Absolutely.
All of that stuff. I'm not sure how important TikTok is. I don't do much there.
Yeah, TikTok's, I mean, I have about 100,000 followers on TikTok.
Jesus, that's a gigantic following.
Yeah, it's decent, you know.
Yeah.
But I will say it doesn't necessarily produce the most of the revenue and contacts, as we were saying.
I don't think people go on TikTok to spend money.
You'd be surprised, though, actually.
Really?
Yeah, you actually would be surprised.
You're not the first person to push back on that, so I'm just missing the mark.
Yeah, people spend money there.
Okay.
But I think like TikTok Shorts specifically like makes more sense when you have a long form strategy. So like YouTube and like this content, right? Like turning this content into a short form, and then that kind of be the way that people go. Because like when you go on TikTok, you find a creator or a person you like, you're gonna go and check out their other videos, which then leads them to go to link in bio to YouTube or Instagram, whatever. So I think you have to have a very specific strategy there. But I think you're right. It's all about visibility, and it doesn't really matter if AI, for example, like AI is creating content for Twitter or X. It doesn't matter. Like you're saying, if he gets 500 views, like one of my good friends, Gabe, he tells me this all the time. It's like, imagine you're in a auditorium and 500 people.
I tell people this at ECA too. Brother,
that's a lot of
2,000 people following you on Instagram. Imagine that, and you're just here speaking.
Exactly.
And they're all eyeballing you.
Yeah.
If you can't make $10,000 a month off 2,000 followers, and I like, you're not worth a damn, your value's not worth a damn, or you're a terrible salesperson.
And the other thing to this as well, from social side, is it doesn't necessarily, like you're saying, 2,000 followers, it doesn't even matter about that because the algorithms have shifted to recommendation algorithms now. So it's me, like, if you're talking about fitness and that's your thing, they're going to show other people who are interested in fitness.
Yeah.
And your following count doesn't matter. Like, all these algorithms like Instagram, they stole TikTok's, even X, they stole TikTok's algorithm because they noticed that the recommendation algorithm is stronger than a
I noticed it on X.
Yeah.
I noticed it heavy on X. It's quite unfortunate. Like, what I don't love about it is in situations like right now, I'm giving it zero spotlight on my show and in my life, but obviously there's some turmoil going on.
Sure.
And, I want to know a little bit. I don't want to know much.
It's like an echo chamber at times.
One thing, bro, and now your whole X feed is that, dude. And now it takes work.
Yeah. To
get your X feed back.
You just have to have different X accounts for each thing you like.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah, you could do that.
So there's two things that I want to finish up with here.
Sure.
Number one. By the way, this is an amazing podcast. Amazing value added here. We've covered some prompt engineering, people understand how to do that. We've covered the tedious tasks and being able to give that to AI to handle. We've covered, for me, this has been amazing for me to find new tools to play with, but we've covered way too many tools for people to keep up with.
Yeah.
Let's say you are an online fitness coach who's in the Elite Coaching Academy. If you're not in Elite Coaching Academy, you're not allowed to listen to this. Just kidding. You're in the Elite Coaching Academy, and you want to automate the responses to the one-off messages that you have a lot of data in order to do. Where are you going to go to do that? Man, I want to say we need one platform. I do think everyone should have all their data into a Supa base. I really do, and it's kind of easy to say.
Yeah, you say that.
Let's go back. Let's go back a few words. Let's say you want to automate that.
Yeah.
How's that look for you?
Well,
there's one platform that you go to, and this is going to be your first automation.
One platform, I would choose Instagram.
Okay.
Because one, they have the ability to obviously showcase your life and showcase what you do. but you can create a really solid DM funnel strategy, and you don't even have to necessarily use AI. You could, but you could just use ManyChat. So like as people reply to you, and that's how we grew our newsletter initially, is like we would just post videos and say comment this word or whatever, right? And then ManyChat, which is a tool that allows you to set up these different automations where if people comment something, it'll basically just be like, hey, like this is the thing that you wanted, right? A lead magnet, whatever it is.
You do it in ManyChat, not Go High Level, because now Go High Level is automation, so we do all ours there.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I haven't necessarily played with that side of Go High Level.
Well, if you're an ECA, you're going to use Go High Level.
Yeah, use Go High Level. But it's the same thing, right? Like you're basically just replying based off what people say on the Instagram. And if it is Go High Level, then you can integrate AI into that as well. And you could tie it to, this is going to sound nerdy, but the RAG system. So you can upload all your data and all your information.
How are you going to set up a RAG system?
So this is typically it's a little involved. However, Cloudflare, which if you're not familiar with that is, don't worry, it's okay. But you can go on YouTube and search Cloudflare Auto RAG, okay? And there's like a 9-minute, 10-minute video that just explains how you can set this up. There's like 2 steps. You have to ingest, it's like ingestion of all your data into what they call an R2, which is basically just like a Supabase, let's say. It's just like a data, you just dump all your data in there, right? That's it. So you dump your PDFs, your texts, your images, whatever.
Yeah.
The second part to that is once you dump that data, you're going to use what they call auto RAG. So basically, Cloudflare made it so easy for anyone, like dumb easy, to create this auto RAG that you can then connect through an API. So that's like the only like super technical part of this is like you do need to know a little bit of APIs. Yeah, it's super easy. But like when you hear API, like what the hell is that?
What does that stand for?
Dude, I don't even know.
I don't even know.
I don't need to know.
Well, of course I don't know. I know. I just know how to do it.
Yeah, who cares?
I asked Claude how I find an API on whatever.
No, it's like I think it's like application programming. I don't know, something like that. But the point is, like, you don't need to know these technical terms, like
application programming interface.
Yeah. You don't need to know these technical terminology to understand. Like, as long as you know how to do it. Like, you get the outcome. Like, I don't give a damn what API stands for.
I know. You don't need to know.
You don't need to know.
We all just learned.
Yeah, literally.
And I already forgot.
Yeah, exactly. Application, programming layer, interface.
Something.
I don't know. But that's a cool thing, though. Like, and I have this argument with one of my friends who's like, he's a software developer by trade. He's like, dude, like, you need to know all this stuff. And I'm like, bro, like, no, I don't.
You need to get outcomes.
I need to know exactly what I want to do.
Yeah.
That's it. And then AI, I work with AI to go figure it out.
The rest,
like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I think about, and I could be right or wrong on that, but it's been working out for me. So
anyway,
so you can go use Cloudflare Auto RAG to set up this RAG system to dump all your data, and then use an API that Cloudflare gives you, add that to Go High Level, to basically be like, hey, like if a person asks this question, go search my information of all the data that I have stored into Cloudflare Auto RAG.
Amazing, yeah.
And then the AI will come back through the API response and tell you what needs to be told to the person.
Yeah.
So Cloudflare, they made it so easy for for anyone to set up an Auto RAG. It's like I said, go on YouTube, watch the 10-minute video. It's like the first link that will pop up on YouTube.
What you just explained will take someone who's doing it for the first time. It might take you like 4 or 5 hours to, but that is not an intense thing.
No, it's not.
That's super easy.
And again, we have AI to teach us.
Yeah,
I
pull up Claude alongside and send it fucking screenshots and ask it what
I cannot doing. Like I'm going to reiterate like 1,000 times. Like the way that we have to relearn how to learn.
We do. You're so right.
And that honestly, before all this stuff, it's like you actually have to relearn. You need to be using AI for everything you want to learn so that you can just amplify and speed up what you know.
But it can't replace your thinking. For a lot of people, it's going to replace their thinking.
Yeah, it's a balance. Yeah.
My thinking has gone 100x since implementing AI.
Yeah.
My wildest dreams are true.
Yeah.
I just have to prompt them into becoming true.
Correct.
People don't understand.
We're in the future.
Yeah. Every dream you've had is real. With AI, you have to prompt it into existence.
And just go on YouTube and watch a few videos
if you need to. The people who really differentiate themselves over the next 5, 6, 7 years, even short term, even right now it's already happening, but we're living in the future. They're the ones who are able to compound their thinking via AI leverage.
Yes, absolutely. And sharing that thinking and not being afraid, because this is another thing that I talk about, like with my my friends and stuff. It's like there are no true moats left outside of an audience and community. So you have to be giving value to your community through the things that you're learning and kind of like teaching them as well. But you can use AI to support that learning.
Yep.
And like, for example, I have a community, like an internal community, and I love learning about AI. So like, that's all I do. But like, I'm using AI to learn. So then I just say, hey, like guys, like I'm learning this thing. And I just tell them, do a breakdown, but like really AI kind of supported this.
Yeah.
But they see me as an authority figure now. They see me as someone who's like, oh, he's actually doing the things that he's preaching, but AI is supporting that. But they see me as that authority figure because I'm able to teach them what AI is teaching me.
Yeah. Isn't that fascinating?
Yeah, it's crazy.
And another step deeper, though, is you're the authority figures. You're the one who's doing the thinking, though.
I am an insider. Yeah.
AI, you are the engine, and AI is a vehicle. Our vehicles just got upgraded from a Ford to a fucking Bugatti.
Yeah.
From a Ford to a rocket ship.
Totally.
That has no boundaries.
Totally. And people respect that. I think people respect the insider who's truly on in the field, being geeky, being nerdy, not afraid to fail, not afraid to be creative, not afraid to let that little kid fly.
Yep.
And they see that. And I think if you're able to, again, build an audience that listens to you, like this podcast, for example, like people are listening, they might not be in your community yet.
Yeah.
But the point and the intention of the audience is to eventually get them in the community. And the thing about community as well, and this is another like thought that I literally just had yesterday with a friend, is like community has very high switching costs. So like if we're talking about software development, like if you talk about email management platform, it's very difficult for you to switch off because you have all your contacts, you have all your data in there. It's going to be a very hard task for you to go to another email service provider. Same thing with community. You want to be creating a community that's very hard for people to leave, because once they leave, you have to start from scratch and learn from someone else who may not be in the field, who may not be an insider. And that is really critical for everyone to really understand. If you want to participate in the new age of where business and marketing and all these things are going, you have to be building audience and community. They're not the same thing, mind you.
Oh, so true. On the last podcast, Jelani, we were talking about, I had AR funnels in. I have about 70,000 on Instagram. Our email list is quite big, which gives us a lot of leverage. But I make more money than people with millions of followers.
Yeah.
As do you.
Yeah.
We make more money than people with millions of followers because audience doesn't pay, but community pays.
Yes.
And so at the end of the day, you're only as special as your community.
Absolutely.
So I don't care if you have 50 million. I don't care. If you have 50 million followers, you better be making a ton of money.
Yeah, it is like you have to be able to act like monetize.
Yeah, but you told me about your mentor. I just followed him on Instagram. I think he had maybe 114, and he makes millions and millions of dollars every month.
Yes,
which is much more than, that's much more than a lot of professional athletes make.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Much more.
Yeah.
There's very few professional athletes that even make 12 million in a year.
And his team might use like 3 or 4 people.
Because AI agent.
He uses a lot of AI now.
We all should be.
Yeah, for sure.
I eliminated 9 positions in my company earlier this year because I was able to replace them with AI.
Yeah.
And AI, they don't go on vacations, they don't take time off, they don't have feelings, they don't have girlfriend problems.
You're gonna get slack for that. They're gonna get heat for that. You're like, you're taking away
That's
jobs.
fine.
But like at the end of the day, it's like,
no, I'm a small business owner.
Yeah,
you're
making smart decisions.
You know what's crazy about me is I don't work as hard as AI can, but I work my ass off.
Yeah.
So I need people to match that. So why no one else in my company can match my passion? AI can.
Sure.
AI can because I program it.
Sure. Yeah.
And I think that's powerful.
Sure.
So let me ask.
Yeah.
There's going to be people. I know nothing about the cost points of your work. You don't need to share that on here either. There's going to be people who listen to this and they're like, okay, I need his help on some things.
Yeah.
through this podcast, hopefully there's 2 or 3 kind of case studies from the online fitness coaches and how you could help serve them.
Yeah.
To you, they're super simple jobs that'll probably take an hour or 2. If people want you to help them with like a RAG system development that responds to tedious questions or responds to the emails or whatever, you have to. I know the respond to email thing. I know that's super simple to you.
Yeah.
What are some use cases you think for the audience listening here, which does go beyond online fitness coaches, but I got to brand ECA wherever I can.
I get it.
What's some use cases that your company would be able to help these people with?
Yeah, so typically when I get on consulting calls, the first step is kind of me interviewing them. So I will kind of extract what you currently do in your business and where AI I think can be plugged in. So the question is different for every single person, just
Makes sense.
because
Okay.
every business is different. I would say for coaching specifically, again, I would have to ask those questions, but my assumption would be like, can we figure out a way to, again, automate the emails? Can we figure out a way to automate the bookings? Can we figure out a way to build out a system that, like you're saying, replies on their behalf? Even like, for example, I don't know how deep you go with like coaching curriculums or things of that nature, but even if you can ideate on that and like use AI to ideate and you just finalize some of those points can be helpful.
I thought about that.
Yeah, because to me, I don't think AI should do everything. Honestly, I think it should do 80%, and then the last 20%, which is your expertise, comes in and kind of makes it what it should be, if it's not like 100% already. But yeah, like using it for research, ideation, things of that nature, and thinking outside of the box, which is also important. But again, it's always different.
Yeah.
It's always different for each client or person I work with.
Yeah.
So that's my job at first, is like I do a 2-call close. If I do close someone, it's like the first call is just asking you those questions, trying to figure out, because 9 times out of 10 you might not even know. And my job is to plant those seeds in your head of like what's possible.
Yep.
And extract what's the most pressing thing that we can do. And then I build out like this diagram, which I call map outs, which kind of just visualize what we talked about. And yeah, we go from there. But really it's like, okay, what's the most pressing issue today? And how can AI support you? Can we figure that out?
Yeah. Dude, that's amazing. Jelani, that's incredible value add.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for coming out. Where can people find you? Obviously, I found you on X. So call it Twitter.
I know. I say Twitter X. I just like it's
I know. It's like it's the same thing. Where can people find you across all socials? Are you on Instagram?
I'm on Instagram. Yeah.
Okay.
So my Best of AI Daily is my Instagram. So again, I'm not focused on short form right now. But you can check that out. I'm focused more on long form. So if you want to see my YouTube stuff, which I'm filming so much content right now, go to Jelani the Builder.
Okay.
If you want to work with me, go to scalewithagents.com, and you can kind of see some of the things I do on there for agent side. But yeah, those are the 3 places I would say you can find me. If you want to follow me on X, it's Jelani Fuel. That's where you found me.
That's where we.
How did you find my Twitter, by the way?
Because my entire timeline was AI.
They're just
So I see a lot of recurring characters, and like you're talking at a pace that is above me, but something that was very relatable to my use case. And I just remember going through your page. I was like, dude, there's shit that I can take here right now and like apply.
Yeah.
And also, dude, it's just fun to learn. And like,
it's so fun.
I like the structure of which you tweaked. You're a master of brevity, which that's a skill that I'm not.
Yeah.
I also think some of the things I explain is kind of hard to explain briefly.
Sure.
Although maybe I'm just again confirmation bias, but you're super easy to follow on Twitter. So whenever I saw your name, I stopped scrolling and I would read what you said. And so then if I do that, every time I see you, then I follow you.
Yeah, I got you. Makes sense.
Yeah, dude, great value add. This is incredible. Definitely follow Jelani. I'm assuming on your YouTube, there's a lot of like tutorials.
There's going to be tons of content coming out.
Very good. Yeah. I'm excited for you, man. This is really going to take off for you. You're a great thinker.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
You're very charismatic. Most guys with your skill set don't have charisma. So it's definitely very impressive.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, dude, thanks for coming out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic stuff.
Yeah.
All right, Elite Coaching Cats, you guys know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, follow Jelani. And as always, I'll see you next time.
Peace out.